Lafayette, eBay. Edupe for turning in. Ekaro for those who are in the morning time. Ekason for those who are in the afternoon. Ekale for those who are in the evening time. Ekabo, that means welcome. And I would say Bowini. Bowini. That is how are things. Okay, so Ekaro is good morning. Ekason, good afternoon. Ekale is good evening. Okay. All right, so we're going to go into this program on today. Remember, those of us who don't know our language, I highly encourage you for once. When you find out, you will seek out your language and find out what it is and to learn it. And one day, I'm looking forward to being fluent in these languages. Okay, for me, it's Twi and it's Yoruba. And that's the language. The other one is Tasalga, which is Cherokee. That's another one too, because that's in my bloodline as well. So I have a lot of things to learn. Well, I'm going to get into it on today. Excuse me for not being on time. I had to make sure that we're prepared because we had a broadcast in regards to a storm that's supposed to be on our way for this weekend. So I had to make sure that my family and I are well taken care of. All right, we want to make sure that we're prepared. So this program is going to be straight and to the point on today. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. This is your mastermind session, your spiritual growth session number 15. And this is the topic of discussion for today. Everything happens for a reason. Now, I know sometimes we felt like we were running late, and I don't know if anybody could relate to this, but when you drove up to the intersection, or you may have looked off to the side of the road after an accident has happened, you were not actually running late. You were actually right on time. Possibility that if you were there at the scene, it could have possibly been you, the one who had gotten into the collision, where it could have severely injured you or caused you to lose your life. I remember a story that was told by a gentleman who it's a black-owned and operated company called Tally Twine. And he said that he was given a pink slip. He was laid off. And, he said he didn't really know what he was going to do. So he started brainstorming, he started thinking. And so, he came up with the idea about making his own watch brand. And, he only had so much money on him at the time, married with a child, didn't know what he was going to do. Now he's running I believe, if I'm not mistaken, a 6-figure to, I believe, a 7-figure business. He didn't know that he was going to end up becoming a full-time entrepreneur. What happened to him actually catapulted him into his destiny. Everything happens for a reason. It's not a cliche. All things do work together for our good. I promise you, I didn't know that I was going to be a serial entrepreneur. I did not know, but there was a series of events that occurred in my life that has set me up for me to be able to walk into my destiny. At one time, I was a religious person. I'd be lying to you if I said to you that I knew that I would be a spiritual / African studies teacher. I did not know that. Okay. I did not know the spiritual experiences that I had prior to me becoming a spiritual person and slash, again, African studies teacher, that I was going to be doing these things. It was easy for me to make this transition into spirituality because of the spiritual encounters that I had. So it wasn't anything new to me to be able to have an interface with the supernatural realm. And I didn't know that when I linked up with a friend who lives in South Carolina, a good friend of my queen Amani Amari and I did not know that she was going to be the link to my destiny. You know, it's amazing how you have the chain, and that chain has numerous links, but then there's the master link, right? And so it's amazing how the creator, the master linker, links us up with numerous people that helps to link up our lives to who we need to connect with, and for those connections to enable our life to function and the purpose that we have been destined to flow in. I didn't know that Emma was going to be the link to my destiny. I ended up meeting my queen, Amani Amari, through her. I did not know that. So what I want to submit to you today is that there are going to be a series of events sometime in your life that you don't know the reason why it's happening. But I assure you that it's always a reason behind it, whether it's to strengthen you mentally, spiritually, whether it's to position you for you to walk in your divine purpose. All things truly work together for your good. My goal when I was in the military before I fully retired, I promise you, I thought I was going to end up being a sergeant major in the Marine Corps. Okay, and that's a rank that is called E8. Excuse me, E9. I'm sorry, E9. And that was something that I was desiring to be, was a sergeant major in the Marine Corps. And so, I was working hard towards that, making sure I did what I needed to do for me to get promoted. And then the next thing you know, I ended up having some bad leadership, ended up getting into some disagreements with them. And then there was some favors shown and, things of that nature. And I ended up having a bad record. And then following after that, I ended up becoming injured. I ended up having some knee and back problems, some physical problems and what have you. Even shoulder problems and my shoulder blades having problems there too as well. Strain went down from my back all the way down to my leg, and I really couldn't train anymore like I had desired to do so. So because of that, because I was in that medical condition, I couldn't stay in the military. So I was blessed to have made it to a rank to where I was able to retire. I did not know that everything that happened to me, because it had happened to me, it had pushed me in a position for me to be able to get disability from the government, from the VA. And so that had positioned me to be able to go into full-time entrepreneurship. And not only that, my queen and I, we had prayed to be able to be with someone who we can spend our time with. And we wanted to make sure that we was able to spend as much time as we could with this person before we got married. Had I not, been injured, I wouldn't have been able to move down here and collect a full-time paycheck and spend time with her to get to know her better before we transition into being married. Now, all of those things had happened to me and positioned me to be able to do certain things that if I was working a full-time job, I wouldn't have been able to do. So I did not know that that injury was going to lead me into being a full-time entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur at that. There were situations came up where, man, you know, we wouldn't be able to travel, go to certain places, do certain things, had I been, again, working a full-time job. Okay? So understand that it's a reason why certain people have left your life. Okay? It's a certain reason why people enter to your life. It's a certain reason why people remain in your life. It's a certain reason why you was born into the family that you was born in. And the neighborhood that you grew up in, and the country that you grew up in. Okay? And connected to the friends that you connected to. Our destinies are actually linked to all of that. Your geographical location, your demographics. Everything that happens to us for a reason. And we have to trust the process. It's a divine setup. You are actually being set up for you to find out your destiny, and in some cases to walk in your destiny and to fulfill your destiny. I will be the first one to admit to you, family, those things did not make sense to me. I was like, why? And there's nothing wrong with asking why. Actually, you're asking a good question. Why? And then the next question is what I need to learn out of this. Because I will be frank with you. A lot of things that I went through, I didn't understand. I had went through numerous marriages prior to me marrying my queen. What did I learn from that? I learned numerous lessons. Not to move too fast. Not to allow people to dictate to me how I live my life. You know what I'm saying? To use common sense. To pay attention to the signs. It taught me what I did desire and what I didn't desire. So I learned some very valuable lessons from what I had actually experienced. I don't call those failed relationships. No, it was relationships unbeknownst to me that I needed to go through in order to set me up to be the marriage counselor that I am today. And to be able to help single people and married people alike. Now, I didn't know I was going to be in this position. You know, I'm well sought after, my queen and I, because we have a very successful marriage. Okay? And the reason why, I'll tell you the truth. One of the main reasons why, you know, first of all, is because it's our destiny. Now, see, one lesson I had learned is, right, and this is for religious and spiritual people, because I definitely have an audience of both. Okay? And for this is for religious and spiritual people. One lesson I learned is just because somebody is religious does not mean that they are destined to be in your life if you're religious. And for my spiritual people out there, just because this person is spiritual does not mean that they are destined to be in your life. You must understand that's just simply one of the qualifications. Just one of the qualifications. The truth of the matter is, he or she can look the way that you want them to look. They can dress the way you desire for them to be dressed. They could be built the way that you desire for them to be built. I mean, they can make the type of money you desire for them to make. They could drive the type of vehicle that you would want them to drive and live where you would like for them to live and to be educated and have all these bells and whistles. But guess what? You know why it would never work? Because they're not your destiny. This is something that I learned. I learned that in some of these women was everything I aforementioned. But guess what? You know why we didn't jail? Because of what I aforesaid. They were not my destiny. Let me be frank with you. My queen, Amani Amari, is the only woman that I heard she's the one. Now, for some of you, you probably have heard that plenty of times in your spirit. But let's think about, why did you say that though? You know why? Because it appeared that he or she is the one. Because you start putting the checks in the box. Oh, you know, they got to be the one. This just has to be the person. And guess what? They end up not being who you thought that they were. And the reason being is because they were not meant to be in your life. Everything happens for a reason. Everything. Listen, I even learned when people try me, the reason I'm being tried, you know what the reason is for? For me to see where I am, where I'm not, where I need to be. And also to show me where they are, where they're not, and where they need to be. When certain things manifest about a person, it's a reason. And we have to embrace the reason, no matter how painful it is. We have to accept the reason. We must understand we're being set up. Listen, you could be set up for a good reason, and some of us are being set up for a bad reason. Oh yeah. Everybody that enters in your life is not there for your good. Unfortunately, some people are there to sabotage the plans that has been destined for your life. And others are there to help assist you to accomplish the divine will that's on your life. Me being a married man, when a woman comes at me and I'm married, that's a setup. It's a setup to ruin what I've been blessed to have in my life. It is my choice for me to to lose, for lack of a better term, for me to lose what I have been blessed with. Forfeit. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. You know, for me to forfeit what I've been blessed to have. Right? So a lot of times in relationships, man and woman alike, they can see someone and they think that it's better. Oh, they so nice to me. Oh, they talk so sweet to me. Oh, this and that, this and that, this and that. But then that person end up being abusive. They end up cheating on you too. And a lot of us don't pay attention to the fact that, okay, this person knows I'm married, but they still came at me. So it shows you the moral character. But lust. A man is drawn away by his own lust and enticed, and after that comes destruction. A lot of times men and women alike, they forfeit their blessings because they allow their emotions to get the best of them. A lot of times we end up getting in fights. We end up saying stuff we're not supposed to say. We end up doing stuff we're not supposed to do. We end up going places we're not supposed to go. We end up hanging around people we're not supposed to hang around. And you know what that is? That's a setup. That is a setup for you not to walk in a divine purpose for your life. It's a setup. We know we're not supposed to be eating certain things and smoking certain things and drinking certain things, but we do it anyway. You know what that is? That's a setup. Okay? For you to ruin your health and for you to transition out of this world sooner than you would if you had taken care of yourself. See? Some people will try to talk you out of doing the right thing and try to make you think that you're wrong. Reverse psychology. Reverse psychology. You on the right path, but oh man, people are not going to support you if you say that. Oh man, people are not going to come to your event if you say this, if you do this. Oh man. It's a setup. It's a setup. Oh man, no, what you think? Why are you gonna put your money into that real estate company? What? You gonna put how much money in there? Are you crazy? Why would you do that? Why are you going to that seminar? Why are you spending all that money on this? Why are you buying that book? What, you spent that much money on that book? Why would you do? Wait a minute, you bought that program for how much? Why would you do that? No, don't do that. It is a setup. It is a setup. You're being set up for you to miss your blessing. Let me see what you're saying out there, family. Peace and blessings, Baba Clarence Mosley. Peace and blessings to my good brother Reginald Orr of Kingdom Works Orr. You want to check that brother out. He's doing phenomenal things. In fact, our brother has a book out. Hey, brother Reginald, if you're still on, brother, if you'd be so kind to put the link to your site so people can go get your book, that'd be great. Our brother is an author, a speaker, one of my mentees as well. And I'm grateful to see our brother grow and prosper and to be blessed like the way he's being blessed, man, and seeing him and his family lined up with their divine destiny. See, it was a setup. It was a setup. This brother linked to me. He ended up being linked to another sister. The sister helped him to write his book. See, it's a setup. There's people that linked up with us and they end up becoming entrepreneurs. They ended up becoming serial entrepreneurs at that, starting multiple businesses when they linked up with Synergetic Network Group, LLC, where we the community liaison for entrepreneurs and consumers. Then we have a Kevlar Unity Alliance where we focus on your spiritual, physical, and financial well-being. People that we connected with, they end up coming into the knowledge of self, health, and wealth. Their consciousness has become awakened because of the work that we put in. And people want to tell me I'm going in the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're going to lose your soul. You turned your back on God. You're a false prophet. You're a false teacher. It's a setup. It's a setup. Lost thousands of followers. It's a setup. You know why? It is a setup. Either I'm going to stand up or shut up. Either I'm going to sit down or I'm going to stand up. Either I'm going to fight or take flight. It's a setup. When you go through certain things, I promise you, it's to try you, for you can see whether or not you're truly sincere about what you're saying. Some of us say we want certain things, and I promise you that all hell will break loose. All hell will break loose, eBay family. And you will be tried. Oh, I want to be a full-time entrepreneur. You're going to be tried. Oh, I want my marriage to work. I want to be married for an extended period of time. You will be tried. Oh, I want to help our people out spiritually and financially. I want them to be educated about who they are. You will be tried. You will be put to the test. And you will see whether or not you're being genuine about what you're saying or whether or not you're being synthetic about what you're saying. I promise you this. I promise you that whatever you're going through and you feel a call to be a speaker or to be an author or to be a singer or to play music, I promise you, you're going to go through things, and what you go through is going to be the fuel to the fire that's going to ignite it, and that's going to cause you to cause other people to catch on fire. Your life will go through the fire to help other people catch on fire. You'll go through the flood in your life to help other people to go through the flood in their life. All things are going to work together for your good. Everything that you're going through, you're going to be able to write it. You're going to be able to sing about it. You're going to be able to speak about it. The passion that you have will get played through the instrument that you play. Everything that you're going through in your relationship, understand you're going to survive it. Love is going to cause you to survive. And what you're going through is not only for you, but it's for somebody else too. Understand, all things are going to work together for your good. I guarantee you, you're going to understand after a while. You may not understand now, but you'll understand later. What we're going through right now, today, is for tomorrow. Just keep holding on. Keep fighting the good fight of faith, if you will. Don't tap out, tap in. All right? Tap into the confidence. And the confidence that you have will come from what has been spoken to you, what has been showed to you. Okay? It will come to pass. It will come to pass. In fact, there was a prophetic word that was given to me years ago by a spiritual mother that I have. Okay? Told me about a wife in a house. I have went through so many girlfriends, dating and everything else like that. I was like, man, I'm tired of this. And I'll be honest with you, family, I was getting weary. I said, man, look, I'll stay single until I'm like 40 plus years old. And at the time, I was in my late 30s. I got tired of dealing with women who just talking and, you know what I'm saying? And when it came down to it, they didn't really mean what they say. They was just talking. Right? Got frustrated. Oh, I want this man like this. And then I come and I am like that. Can't handle it. I said, you know what? I said, I'm just going to stay single. I said, I'm going to work on my credit. Buy me a nice home. Work on my career. At the time, I was working for the state of North Carolina. And I said, I'm just focused on that. I'm going to work on bettering myself, my career. And little did I know I was going to run into my destiny. I'm telling you, family, my wife, my life right now, I'll be lying to you if I said I knew it was going to happen. No, I did not. I did not know my wife was going to come this soon. I did not know. I knew one day I was going to retire, but I didn't think I was going to retire until I was like 59, because I said, okay, I'm going to work for the state. I'm going to save up enough time. And then when I turn 59, I'm going to use that time. I'm going to save up 2 years. And I'm going to just be on vacation for my last 2 years, for my retirement. I thought I was going to be 61 before I lived the life that I'm living right now. I just got to be honest with you. Okay, that's exactly what happened. Right? And then things start happening. And I started hearing, messages, and I started desiring to have better for my life, and my mindset started to change, and I started hearing about affirmation, positive affirmations, and I started speaking positive affirmations, and the next thing I know, I'm married, fully retired. I fully retired at the age of 39. Okay, met my queen before I even turned 40. Now remember, I said I wasn't gonna get married till I was in my 40s. Okay? And I didn't think I was going to fully retire till I was 61. All things, family, will work together for your good. Just be patient. Just wait. And I promise you, you'll receive the answers that you're looking for. It may not come as soon as you want it to. Sometime it'll come expeditiously. Sometime it may take an extensive period of time. But here's what I encourage you to do. Don't move prematurely. Don't move before it's time. Listen, understand, you don't want to welcome unnecessary roughness in your life. Don't move before it's time. Be patient, be still, and know that surely it shall come to pass. Again, it's yours truly, Amar Mari. Thank you so much for tuning in to your mastermind session on today's spiritual growth session number 15. I thank everybody for tuning in on today. If this message has been a blessing unto you, remember, sharing is caring is not a cliche. Okay, again, this is not about me being famous. I'm here to help empower other people. Okay, I'm here to help people not to make the same mistakes that I made. I'm here to help you to avoid it, to come out of it, and not to go back into it again. Be blessed.